Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home.
Mental illness can take us a long way from home. It can take us from our friends and families to places where only we live, in worlds that only we see, with voices only we can hear. What is it that takes a person away to places dark and lonely? What causes a person to separate from our common reality? Sometimes it's the result of years of abuse, or even genetics. But no matter the cause, it is a pain that the rest of us cannot feel or understand. And all too often, it robs us of our futures, and sometimes our lives. Depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder are just a few of the serious mental illnesses that strike 1 in 17 Americans and 1 in every 5 families. They affect people of all ages, races, and incomes. Despite the fact that most of these illnesses are treatable with medication, they all too often take a devastating toll on their sufferers, resulting in disability, unemployment, substance abuse, and homelessness. Over a third of all homeless persons have a serious mental disorder. Here in Cincinnati, the battle to save these individuals is fought on one front by a small but passionate group of professionals and committed volunteers known as Tender Mercies. Since 1985, Tender Mercies has been fulfilling its mission to provide housing and supportive services to homeless persons with histories of mental illness. Our goal is simple and noble: help some of our most vulnerable and innocent citizens off the streets and into housing that is secure, a place that is home.
Well, I came from New York City. My father was terminally ill. I came down here and took care of him for 4 years, and then I decided to stay here and live by myself. And I've been down in Cincinnati now 20 years. Out of that 20 years, I became homeless for 5 years, you know? I just got sick and tired. I gave up. I got sick and tired of trying to make ends meet and couldn't do it. So I slept under a bridge down by the baseball diamonds, under one of the overpasses. And there was an outreach program from Tender Mercies here that kept coming down there. And they were real nice. They'd come down. If I wasn't there, they'd leave me cigarettes, leave me a couple pack of cigarettes. And I started talking with them. And one of them took me to MAP, which is where I was evaluated, and they decided I was manic depressive. And I came down here after I left the doctor there with the certification. I came down here and got an apartment here. I also used to drink a lot when I was outside, living in the streets. You had to drink to go to sleep with the sound of the cars and stuff over your head. But I don't drink like I used to. I feel safe in here. And the staff in here, they help you in every way. The staff helped me get my Social Security. They helped me get my disability. They helped me with my drinking, with everything.
The needs of the homeless community are great, and they continue to grow. Tender Mercies offers permanent and transitional housing to over 150 individuals in 6 different buildings in Over the Rhine. The staff and volunteers provide a wide range of services to help individuals restore and maintain their lives, mental health, and security.
Well, probably my first job would be to look out for the 39 residents that live in the building that I work in. I'm the doorman, make sure the right person gets in, the wrong people don't, you know. We have charts on them for the whole time they're here, for when they get their medicine, when they don't get it. When they don't take them, we remind them. Room inspection forms, just about everything. The 4 buildings up here are staffed 24 hours a day. There's always someone at the desk.
We're involved as they want us to be in their lives, as far as their treatment lives. Whatever needs they have, whether it be mental health needs, any physical problems they're having, we refer out into the community. We have a lot of resources that we work with. If they're interested in GED classes, we refer out to that. If they're interested in working, we have programs for that. So I think, you know, they feel supported and they feel secure here. You can help them get their life back together, get some dignity, you know, get a family. You never know when that could be you.
When Father Chris Hall, Randy LaFont, and Ed Slater started the organization, they realized that 3 goals were important for our residents. Those goals are security, dignity, and community. By living at Tender Mercies, you have the ability to lead a productive life. That is, not necessarily leading one that has a job, because almost all of our residents are not capable of holding jobs, but dignity in that you are a person who feels valued.
Tender Mercies could not succeed in our mission without the generosity of hundreds of volunteers and financial supporters who donate countless hours and significant resources to help our residents.
I suffer from depression. Oh yes. See, a lot of things happened to me as a child. And they say it goes through to your whole adulthood. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't able to recognize how sick I was. But I came to the place where they could put me in place with somebody, such as my psychiatrist. You see what I'm saying? To bring, see the things that happened to me in my life, that's what made me go to the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought the answers was out there, but they wasn't out there. All I was doing was further damaging myself. But it comes from the things that was happening to me when I was a child. See? You see what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for this place, I would still be walking around. And I love it. I have a key. I don't know if you understand what I mean. A key to my own room, to my own things. See, when you're in the streets, you understand me, you got to go with other people's rules. You don't know where you're going to sleep. You don't know where you're going to sleep. Here, you don't have to worry about abuse. Here, you don't have to worry about having some food to eat. If it wasn't for Tender Mercies, I don't know where I would be.
Well, in the past, before supportive housing for the mentally ill became a reality, most people with a severe mental illness were relegated to state hospitals or to prisons, or were living with family members, sometimes unsuccessfully, or were living on the streets. And our founders filled that void back in the mid-'80s by forming Tender Mercies. And here, people have a place to call home. Not only do we require funds to keep the lights on, pay the heat and the air conditioning, but also, due to our population, we have to wrap supportive services around them, whether that be medication monitoring, assistance with getting a source of income, training them on how to use the bus, how to sort laundry, etc. So that adds an additional financial challenge on just facility upkeep as well. So the needs are great.
I had no idea how I ended up at Drop-In Center. Like, one day my brother found me there, and he was telling me about my past. You know, he was telling me I was an artist, and I had an art studio. I played music, and I had family. At the last, I would say 9 years back, I have no memory at all. I would sleep in the park sometime, sleeping in the doorway, when I got up, I went about my business like, going looking for my cigarette butts and things, and found money laying. I never borrowed, never asked people for anything. That was something I never did. I probably should have, But Tender Mercies has been great, it really has. This is my home. To me, it's like family. This is my family.